Ooh, that's good. That, what? Jeez. The Doomsayers will say that she is nerfed and terrible, just like they did beforehand. She's not. Valkyr is amazing. What we're going to do first is we're going to start off with the shards. Now, if you're running Equilibrium, you don't need these two. I am not. I am donating the Equilibrium effect to the shards. Both of these red Downforged are completely optional. I just wanted to fill the slots, and I like duration. That, however, is kind of mandatory because she's a little bit slow on the casting of Warcry and her Hysteria, so I have that. Because I ran a pet during the showcase, the Steel Pass showcase, this is what I'm running. A Dorigo with, an Arc Coil setup, Contagious Bond, Manifold Bond for applying the status effects of the weapon to the Arc, Duplex Bond for, the clones, Monumentous Bond for more elements, and Synth Deconstruct to make either Equilibrium or Purple Shards work. And here is the Hellstrom. You can check out the mods. We are also getting heat in addition to all those because when they explode, the micro missiles, they cause heat damage. Here is my Riven. Now to the actual main meat, the stuff that matters the most. Everybody was worried that Valkyr was going to be trash after the rework. And look, man, I'm telling you she is not. She is absolutely phenomenal here. Now, before I go over the specifics, we're gonna take a look at the build first, right? Got Steel Charge here because I didn't feel like putting an Omniforma, Stance Forma, whatever Aura Forma there. So that's just what we're running. Preparation, always helpful. You start the mission either at max or close to max energy. Always good. I'm running the full Umbral set to build into her new armor rework. We got Prime Continuity, which I am running Toxin on her claws, so if you wanted to, you could put Archon Continuity if you were going to follow the build exactly. Adaptation, obviously, to help out with the armor and survivability, Blind Rage for damage, and Streamline, of course. Now, these two here, I was running just as testing Arcanes because I didn't know where she was going to sit on the survivability. Not necessary. Both of these are flex slots. You can run whatever you want. If you want to give her even crazier health, you can run Bellicose. I think that's the one. Or whatever. You can run Moth Augmented. It honestly doesn't matter. Because, and this is the important part here, she already has quite a bit of armor, right? 1,000 at base. 1,000 at base. Okay. And then you get her armor increased with this power strength, 276, 138 extra % armor, which is multiplied by 3 from Hysteria while you're in it, which you're probably going to be in it a lot of the time. This is a lot of armor. Now, I am not the Kengineer, but I'm sure I feel like he'll probably make a video covering Valkyr. And if he does, he can give you all of the numbers, whether or not it's additive, multiplicative. I don't know if it is or not. So I'm just going to take my best guess at the math here. When I use Madurai, and you do the double Void Sling and I get the extra bonus to power strength, I'm getting 316 bonus armor. And if it is off the base armor value for Valkyr instead of at the very end, then it would be off of 1,000. Which means that I, without all of the extra armor, just with her abilities alone, Hysteria and Warcry, I would be getting 4,000 armor, roughly. Again, if anybody already knows, as of recording this, I don't know, please correct me with the full equation, all the math, whatever, so that way we can be more accurate together as a community. So if I'm wrong, please, and just go right ahead and correct the math part. But with this, right, because I have 316, so it's probably, what is that? I'm not super great at math. So by 1,000, it's 3160, I think? I don't know. But I'm just doing the easy side, right? So we have the 3,000, potentially 3160. If it's going off a base on top of this. Alright, so that's 5,900, potentially. Or 5,800. And then we have an extra 900 from Guardian if you're gonna run it. You're into 6,000 armor already. Which is insane. And then you have adaptation on top of that. And then, if you're gonna dump into armor, you can. But either way, you're at like 5,800 armor. If the math checks out. And it feels like it when I play. So, without this, you're sitting at almost 6,000 armor. Without that. You also don't need Grace. Again, these are just flex slots I was testing, because it's incredibly easy for her to get her health back. As long as you're attacking, you're good. And as you're going to see in the gameplay here after I also show her claw build, it's extremely easy to build her rage meter, and you don't have to wait for it to refresh. As soon as you, like, you know, activate her safety net, you know, rage, ignore lethal damage stuff, you cast one rip line because now it groups enemies together if you hit an enemy with your rip line, and then bam, you're either at max or a lot closer. So survivability is not going to be an issue, which is why I said that Grace and Guardian are flex slots, because both of their roles are already filled just by her kit alone. I personally would not recommend subsuming anything off of Valkyr, at least at first. Try the build, play with her, enjoy it, have a good time, whatever. And you don't even need to run the full Umbral set. I'm just running it because, well, you know, the more health tanky I can be, I just, you know, it's whatever. It's whatever. But you don't really need to add more armor, because you're still going to have thousands and thousands of armor. And armor's kind of trash right now anyway, so at a certain level, eventually, you're still going to get one shot. But as long as you have a good thick chunk, you're good to go. So you could take out both of these, leave Intensify, or maybe just keep Vitality Intensify and then throw in some more strength, throw in some more duration, more efficiency, whatever you want. This whole build is a template, but I'm telling you, they did not ruin her. She is amazing, and her rage, ignore lethal damage stuff is phenomenal. It is very, very good. Is she level cap worthy? I don't know. Just like I recommended you to the Kengineer, which I will leave a link to his channel in the description below for, like, the math side when he comes out with it. HunkpainGaming is the level cap guy, at least that I watch. So if you want to see if she's level cap viable, which I imagine so, because she already trivializes Steel Path without even trying. Wait until HunkpainGaming, which I'll also leave a link in the description for his channel below, for a level cap video, because I feel like there's a good chance he'll make one. So those are the changes. The rip line is a grouping tool now, and Hysteria doesn't have the invincibility, but she doesn't need it, because you have constantly refreshable invincibility for 5 seconds. It's extremely easy to upkeep, which again, like I said, I'll show you gameplay of it to prove it. If you are going to subsume something, I guess Paralysis, because she already does a ridiculous amount of damage already, but if you plan on taking her really, really, really high up there, maybe it could help, but I personally found myself not using it that much. I really used her Rip Line, Warcry, and Hysteria far, far more. Also, while I'm talking about the potential subsumes, you can go ahead and read this so you can get the exact details of her reworked Hysteria, or, you know, in tandem with this passive. If you are going to have a subsume, probably Paralysis, that would maybe be the one. But if you're not really ever going to be using her rip line for whatever reason, and you don't care about grouping at all, I guess. But like I said, I would personally just not subsume anything. If you're going to, maybe armor strip, but she doesn't need it because she's slash heavy. It's up to you though. But just don't get rid of Warcry or Hysteria, please. Whatever you do. Whatever your choices are. Okay, so here are the claws. This is the main build I'm running. The Hysteria comes with the claws and stuff like that. I got Dreamer's Wrath for a little bit more crit damage, and I do have melee exposure because y'all know that I love it. But Afflictions, I think, will actually work. This gives corrosive damage on ability cast, by the way. I think Afflictions will work on her Tennokai, because she does a slam heel kick straight into the ground. And heavy slams, or slams in general, do throw enemies around. So I believe Afflictions will work. You can do that. I have these three, because she hits so absolutely hard, you don't need melee elementalist. The dots are just going to be ridiculous. Period. So crit damage, crit chance and damage, because her base is 50%, which is wild. Weeping Wounds, because her status chance is, say, measly 10%. Fever Strike, because I want to run Toxin. I am a Toxin enjoyer personally. Conditioned Overload, because we're going to be priming a lot with Doriga. Crit chance, and this, so that way you don't have to run primary and secondary dexterity. And like I said, I'm trying to keep the video short. There's a decent amount to talk about, but that's why we're going fast. Going fast. And a crescendo is allowed on here. So if you don't know what this does, when you get a certain amount of mercy kills, as long as you don't die, you will stay at 12 times combo. Normally, if you do a heavy attack without a Tennokai, it will dump your combo, and then you'll slowly get back your combo. It'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, something around that. Which, kind of sucks. It kind of sucks for that. And that's why, if you want a heavy attack build for her, try something like this. Focus Radon for heavy attack efficiency, and you get bonus radiation, and 50% heavy attack efficiency plus, on melee kill, you know, you get plus 20 initial combo, which will by itself, I believe, keep you at 5, 6 melee combo consistently after your 4 kills, which helps you, you know, like, get to this faster and get to 12 faster before you've actually got all your mercy kills. Now, her rip line can group, but the thing is, I think she does an auto light attack, and because she does so much damage and hits so hard, you may not get an opportunity to actually ground slam them. So if you have another grouping tool, or you're taking it to higher level and they actually survive, and it procs for you to hit them with a ground slam, then that's what this is going to be for. So if you have a grouping weapon, or using Bazarin, or whatever, or you're just high enough level where she doesn't just erase the enemy from existence, you know, this is an option for you. Again, running Toxin, because that's what I want for this. It can be whatever element you want, body count again, so that we don't have to use arcanes in your primary slots, and that's the same as well. If you want more damage, I would actually recommend putting Molten Strike, whatever the heat one is, in this slot instead of Fever Strike, so that way you can have Corrosive Heat and Slash. Again, I personally enjoy Toxin. Now, I'm going to show you her Steel Path efficacy, and you can see that she just demolishes everything. You will see in the demonstration that it is incredibly easy and fast to get all the way up to 300% on her rage meter. In addition to that, survivability is not a question at all. It's super easy, because she is absolutely survivable. Do not listen to the doomsayers, don't listen to the haters, she is phenomenal. And play her yourself, trust me. Have a good time, but this is the Steel Path Showcase. With that stuff, Acolytes are... she embarrasses them, okay? So, have fun watching that. I hope y'all have enjoyed this video. If you did, consider leaving a like, commenting, and sharing with your friends and your enemies, because why not? I hope this video has helped you to find the truth about how Valkyr really is. Her invincibility didn't go anywhere. And I hope this video has also helped you to enjoy Warframe a little bit more. May you have a good day, a good night, and may RNG be in our favor.